The entire foundation of the Nigerian law enforcement system has been shaken to its absolute core following a massive and unprecedented leak that has finally exposed the dark, hidden underbelly of the Nigeria Police Force Promotion Registry. For years, ordinary citizens and dedicated junior officers have whispered about the deep rot within the system, but the sheer magnitude of the corruption has now been laid completely bare. In a shocking revelation that has dominated national discourse in early 2026, highly sensitive internal documents and whistleblower testimonies have blown the lid off a massive racketeering syndicate that operated directly under the administration of the recently departed Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. According to these explosive reports, desperate police officers were secretly mandated to pay a staggering sum of 5 million naira each just to secure their promotions to the highly coveted rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police. This wasn't a case of a few bad apples manipulating the system. This was an organized, well-coordinated financial bazaar where merit, bravery, and years of dedicated service to the Nigerian state were completely thrown out the window, replaced by a ruthless cash-for-rank enterprise that has left the morale of honest police officers completely destroyed. To truly understand the absolute gravity of this 5 million naira promotion scandal, you have to look at what the rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police actually represents in the Nigerian security architecture. In the police force, rising to the level of an ACP is not just a mere change of uniform or a slight bump in salary. It is the golden gateway into the senior management cadre of the institution. Officers at this rank are often placed in charge of highly sensitive area commands, massive operational tactical units, and critical investigative departments across the country. They are the individuals entrusted with making life or death decisions in the fight against insurgency, kidnapping, and organized crime. By turning this incredibly vital promotion into a commodity that goes to the highest bidder, the previous police leadership essentially handed over the keys of national security to officers whose only defining qualification was their ability to raise 5 million naira in illicit funds. The investigation revealed that shadow middlemen, often disguised as administrative aides and civilian consultants, were used to collect these massive bribes, perfectly shielding the top brass from direct financial trails, while ensuring that only those who paid the secret toll were ever forwarded to the Police Service Commission for final approval. This devastating cash-for-rank exposure did not happen in isolation, as it serves as the ultimate climax to a series of massive financial controversies that completely overshadowed the final days of Kayode Egbetokun's tenure as the nation's top cop. Just weeks before his sudden exit from office in late February 2026, the country was thrown into absolute chaos when activists led by the relentless former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore exposed a staggering financial transaction. It was revealed that a whopping 100 million naira had been secretly transferred from the highly sensitive security vote account of the Anambra state government directly into the personal Zenith Bank account of the Inspector General's civilian son, Victor Egbetokun. Security votes are funds strictly designated for emergency security operations, intelligence gathering, and fighting the severe criminal crisis plaguing regions like the Southeast. The idea that these specific funds found their way into the personal account of the IGP's son, a young man who holds absolutely no official position in government or law enforcement, sparked immediate national outrage. While the force public relations officer, Benjamin Hundein, desperately rushed to national television to claim the massive transfer was simply a clerical error that was promptly reversed, the Nigerian public had already connected the dots. The normalization of millions of naira moving through the personal accounts of those connected to the police hierarchy perfectly mirrors the exact same culture of impunity that allowed the 5 million naira ACP promotion racketeering to thrive. As we continue to dig deep into the unbelievable layers of this systemic corruption and expose the powerful individuals who have turned our national security into a personal automated teller machine, it is incredibly important that we build a community of informed and vigilant citizens. If you are just as outraged by these massive betrayals of public trust as we are, and you want to ensure that you never miss a single detail of these critical national security investigations, please take a quick moment right now now to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your active support is exactly what gives us the power to keep challenging the system, holding these massive public institutions accountable, and bringing the absolute unfiltered truth directly to your screens every single day. By subscribing, you are joining a vital movement that demands total transparency from the leaders sworn to protect us, ensuring that stories like this do not just fade away into the busy news cycle, but actually lead to real, tangible changes in our society. The human cost of this 5 million naira promotion scandal is perhaps the most heartbreaking aspect of this entire ordeal. Across the nation, from the dangerous terror-ravaged forests of Borno State to the volatile, militant-heavy creeks of the Niger Delta, there are thousands of incredibly brave police officers who put their lives on the line every single day. These are men and women who dodge bullets, sleep in terrible conditions, and go months without proper allowances just to keep ordinary Nigerians safe. Many of these dedicated officers have remained totally stagnant in their ranks for over a decade, helplessly watching as their juniors are rapidly elevated above them simply because those juniors had rich political godfathers or the ability to secure massive bank loans to buy their ranks. The psychological damage this inflicts on the police force is beyond calculation. When a law enforcement agency officially sends a message that hard work, integrity, and operational success mean absolutely nothing without a 5 million naira bribe, it actively encourages its officers to abandon their constitutional duties and focus entirely on extorting the public to raise the funds necessary for their own career progression. The massive fallout from these overlapping scandals ultimately led to a major shakeup at the very top of the country's security architecture. On the 24th of February 2026, Kayode Egbetokun officially exited his position, officially citing a desire to spend more time with his family, though public opinion strongly suggests the crushing weight of the promotion and financial scandals forced the administration's hand. Immediately stepping into the raging fire is the newly appointed 23rd Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu, who was sworn in by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu just days later in early March. The new IGP inherits an institution that is suffering from a historic deficit of public trust and an internal structure that is deeply fractured by favoritism and financial racketeering. During his inaugural address at the State House in Abuja, IGP Tunji Disu read the Riot Act, openly declaring that there would be zero tolerance for abuse of authority, misconduct, and partisanship under his watch. He made heavy promises to completely overhaul the intelligence architecture and prioritize the actual welfare of the officers who do the heavy lifting in the field. However, Nigerians have heard these exact same beautiful speeches from every single incoming police chief for the past 2 decades. The true test for the new IGP will not be in the promises he makes to the cameras, but in what he decides to do with the heavily compromised list of assistant commissioners of police who allegedly bought their ranks with 5 million naira under his predecessor. The demand for massive accountability has never been louder. Investigative journalists, civil society organizations, and international human rights watchers are uniformly demanding that the Police Service Commission launch an immediate, independent, and completely transparent forensic audit of every single senior promotion approved over the last 2 years. The identities of the shadow middlemen who facilitated these 5 million naira transactions must be unmasked, prosecuted, and paraded before the public. If the new administration under IGP Tunji Disu truly wants to prove that it is a departure from the dark days of racketeering, it must possess the political will to bravely demote any officer found completely guilty of buying their rank, regardless of their current postings or political connections. The law enforcement officers of Nigeria must be a beacon of discipline and justice, not a congregation of individuals who purchase their authority through the back door. As the nation watches this incredible drama unfold, the ultimate hope is that this massive exposure will serve as the final catalyst needed to completely sanitize the Nigeria police force, ensuring that the men and women who wear the uniform can finally do so with genuine pride, knowing that their advancement depends solely on their sacrifice to the nation and absolutely never on the size of their bank accounts.